Hello, Adrian here. It's been a while since my last activity, and that's because I've been working a lot. Which does not mean that I forgot about my game. Today I wanted to talk about factions in the first set. I will begin on the Rykerian Swarm faction. To start with, I will say what it is not, as some of you may see some inspiration as to the most popular TCG game. Although it represents color green, even if most Rykerians respect nature of local planets. It is not a nature faction. It is a faction that is mostly balanced in terms of the options it offers. By this I mean that player who chooses this side of conflict has every conceivable type of playing card at his disposal. Price for this is lack of specialization in any kind of sector. Therefore, I recommend this faction for any person who may feel that Supremacy is difficult to understand how to play. Rykerian tactics are based on unit spamming. They have at their disposal cards that increase resource production and those that lower this cost. Of the three factions, they do best in defense. In addition to units, player has a choice of how his HQ can support in battle. For example, if opponent has a strong space unit in battle, we can take it out with a plasma launcher. If a player ground forces are not enough, he can use help of mutants called Daclarians. They are hybrids of Rykerian and Drellenids. If player is worried about losing cards quickly, he can always take help of special economic units. Enemy will think twice about destroying our satellite if we have a help signal at our disposal. Swarm is not only infantry, but also spaceships, fighters, bombers and smaller space stations. Attack is the best defense. If you agree with this, then choose Silcoid Civilization faction. As aggressive as Rykerians but focused on a different strategy. They are focused more on direct attack and have high firepower at expense of defense. Some units are able to attack in the same turn in which they appeared on battle zone. Other units are capable of destroying enemy cards. Right from the first turns, player is ready to attack thanks to drones. These cheap units can always be recovered. Slightly stronger, yet requiring more time, mecha cards fighting together can pose a serious problem for opponent. Infrastructures can get player out of trouble, although these are not available in the normal draw. Player must have a mech or use an ability card. There are, of course, units created for defense, but there are not as many as in other factions. Silcoids can also damage their opponent's economy or make a small mess in the opponent's also in hand. With these cards, player will know what to expect. If your offensive have failed, it's time to bring out heavier guns. It will be curious to see if opponent can still defend against this as well. Final faction, but not less dangerous, are Drellenid tribes. Playing them requires more thinking strategy from player. Because this is race that do best during late game phase. Because they have cards at their disposal that are related to graveyard. Here, discarding card is not a loss or cost, but something like a second resource. Player has two types of units at his disposal, one being Drellenids, who are the only ones with killer skill. With very few exceptions. The second type is Eldritch units. They are space creatures connected to graveyard and also a special place called Wormhole. Drellenids do well against spam units. If Cosmic Storm or Asteroid Rain do not help, always Black Hole will be indispensable. Don't forget that your units also die after that. For whom is this faction? Definitely for people with patience. If you like the final game phases, where battle is fought by strongest units, this is the faction for you. You can discard cards from your hand that boost units, and even after discarding those cards you can continue to use them in a slightly different way. If you feel dislike Black Hole, then go for Psionic Word Die, or Pillar of the Universe. Even though cards are expensive, the end result is cosmic. And what about the HQ? Here there is no ruling. One Silcoid base is focused on economy, Drellenid base gives player bonus for using cheap cards, and Rykerian base allows infantry to attack spaceships. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it made it easier to choose which faction to choose. As for the game itself, I'm currently waiting for first package from Game Crafter to see if cards look good. I don't know when package will arrive. Please be patient. To keep eye on progress, I invite you to subscribe to channel and to join group on Discord. Best regards to all.